Hollywood's brightest stars aren't always the ones making headlines today. Some of the biggest legends of the silver screen have lived quiet, fascinating lives off the radar. Welcome to Globewise Entertainment, where today, we're revealing the secret lives of Hollywood's oldest stars. From long-hidden talents to untold stories, these stars have seen it all, and so much more. If you haven't subscribed to Globewise Entertainment yet, now's the time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss these jaw-dropping secrets and untold tales from the golden age of Hollywood. Let's dive in. 1. Dick Van Dyke, the eternal song and dance man. Age, 99, born December 13, 1925. He danced on rooftops in Mary Poppins, cracked jokes on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and sang his way into America's heart. But behind the wide smile and slapstick charm, Dick Van Dyke has lived a life full of surprising twists and unshakable resilience. Few know that Van Dyke struggled with alcoholism for decades, quietly battling his addiction while maintaining a sunny public persona. It wasn't until his 80s that he openly spoke about the toll it took on his career and health, and how he finally found peace through sobriety and spiritual clarity. A lifelong optimist, Van Dyke reinvented himself in his 90s. He still sings with his a cappella group, the Fantastics, and even appeared in Mary Poppins Returns at age 93, dancing without a stunt double. He credits his vitality to laughter, daily exercise, and marrying a woman 46 years his junior, makeup artist Arlene Silver, whom he calls his best decision ever. What most fans don't know? He's also a passionate painter, a civil rights advocate, and still volunteers at homeless shelters in LA. Dick Van Dyke isn't just surviving, he's thriving. A legend not just for what he's done, but how he continues to live, with joy, generosity, and an unstoppable sense of fun. 2. Mel Brooks, the comedy king with a quiet side. At over 90 years old, Mel Brooks is not just a comedy legend. He's a living time capsule of Hollywood's golden and rebellious eras. Known for groundbreaking films like Blazing Saddles, The Producers, and Young Frankenstein, Brooks built a career on pushing boundaries with fearless satire. But behind the uproarious laughter lies a man whose private life was marked by deep love and quiet resilience. Brooks was married to actress Anne Bancroft for over 40 years, a rare Hollywood love story that lasted until her death in 2005. He often said she was his greatest inspiration and grounding force. Off camera, he's far more reserved than his public persona suggests, spending his later years writing, mentoring young comedians, and staying out of the spotlight. Few know that Brooks also served in World War II as a combat engineer. He defused landmines before he ever defused tension in a writer's room. Even today, he continues to work, voicing characters, giving interviews, and reminding the world that laughter truly is the best medicine. The secret life of Mel Brooks? It's not just about the jokes, it's about the quiet, enduring heart behind them. 3. June Squibb, the late blooming legend. With her sharp wit and unforgettable charm, June Squibb didn't become a household name until her 80s, proof that it's never too late to shine in Hollywood. Born in 1929, Squibb spent decades working quietly in theater and television. She appeared in small roles throughout her career, but it wasn't until 2013, at the age of 84, that she got her breakout role in Nebraska, earning an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Her performance stole hearts with its raw honesty and sharp-tongued humor. Behind the scenes, June is known for her humility and grounded lifestyle. Despite her fame, she never let Hollywood change her. She still enjoys simple pleasures, old movies, crossword puzzles, and spending time with her son, Harry, who has Down syndrome and whom she raised as a single mom after the loss of her husband. A true example of perseverance and passion, June Squibb proves that some stars don't fade, they just take a little longer to shine. 4. Eva Marie Saint, the graceful enigma of old Hollywood. At over 100 years old, Eva Marie Saint is one of the last surviving legends of Hollywood's golden age, and she's kept much of her life behind the scenes just as captivating as her iconic roles. Best known for her unforgettable performance opposite Cary Grant in North by Northwest, 1959, Saint was more than just a screen beauty. She was a quietly powerful force who chose family over fame when the spotlight was at its brightest. After winning an Academy Award for On the Waterfront, 1954, she stepped away from the Hollywood frenzy to raise her children, turning down dozens of major roles. Her secret to longevity? A life of balance, privacy, and purpose. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Eva avoided the chaos of Hollywood parties and scandals, opting for a long, loving marriage that lasted 65 years, an unheard of feat in showbiz. Behind her elegance is a woman of quiet resilience, deep intellect, and unwavering grace. Today, she lives a peaceful life away from cameras, but her legacy is forever etched in the silver screen. She's not just a star, she's a living time capsule of an era that defined American cinema. 5. Rita Moreno, the fire that never burned out. Rita Moreno isn't just a Hollywood legend, she's a living, breathing piece of entertainment history. At over 90 years old, the EGOT-winning star is still dazzling audiences with her sharp wit, timeless beauty, and fearless authenticity. But behind her graceful public image lies a story of resilience. Born in Puerto Rico and raised in poverty in New York, Rita broke barriers in an industry that often tried to box her into stereotypes. In the 1950s, she endured deeply racist casting practices, frequently being asked to darken her skin and portray generic ethnic roles. She even fell into a deeply toxic relationship with Marlon Brando, a romance that led her into years of emotional turmoil, including a suicide attempt. Yet Rita rose. She went on to win an Oscar for West Side Story, later achieving the rare EGOT status. But even with her trophies, Rita often felt invisible in Hollywood, a Latina icon who had to constantly fight to be seen and respected. What most people don't know? Even today, Rita refuses to retire. She continues to act, produce, and speak out about inequality in the industry. Her secret? A fiery passion, a refusal to be silenced, and a belief that age doesn't define your purpose. Rita Moreno isn't just surviving, she's thriving, proving that legends don't fade. They evolve. 6. Bob Newhart, the king of deadpan with a heart of gold. At over 95 years old, Bob Newhart remains one of comedy's most enduring legends. Known for his signature deadpan delivery and stammering charm, Newhart rose to fame in the 1960s with The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart, a comedy album that shocked the world by hitting #1 on the charts, beating out even Elvis. But behind the calm, calculating wit was a man who battled quiet insecurity. Off stage, Newhart was a deeply introspective soul who often questioned his talent, relying on his wife Ginny for grounding and strength throughout their remarkable 60-year marriage. While many know him from The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart, few realize how he reinvented himself late in life. In his 80s, he won his first Emmy Award for a guest role on The Big Bang Theory, proving that humor and talent never age. In private, Bob is a devoted family man, a practicing Catholic, and a loyal friend to fellow comedy legends. Though he stepped back from the spotlight, he still shares wisdom with younger comedians and has quietly supported countless charities over the years. Bob Newhart's secret? A life built on humility, love, and the belief that laughter truly is the best medicine. 7. Clint Eastwood, the silent giant still writing. At over 90 years old, Clint Eastwood remains one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Known for his stoic glare and gritty westerns, Eastwood's public image is all tough guy, but behind the scenes, his life is full of surprising contrasts. A devoted musician, Eastwood has quietly composed scores for many of his films. He also prefers a life away from the spotlight, spending much of his time at his Carmel ranch, immersed in nature and jazz music. Despite being fiercely private, he's had a complex personal life, fathering 8 children with multiple women, yet maintaining close bonds with most of them. Incredibly, Clint continues to direct and even act, defying age and expectations. His secret? Discipline, clean living, and a relentless work ethic. "Don't waste time," he once said. "You don't know how much you've got." Even in his 90s, Eastwood remains a legend not just for his films, but for his quiet, resilient spirit. 8. Angela Lansbury, The Mystery Beyond the Screen. Angela Lansbury was more than just Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. She was a Hollywood legend whose life was filled with drama, resilience, and hidden strength. Born in 1925, Lansbury's acting career spanned over 8 decades, earning her 5 Tony Awards, 6 Golden Globes, and an honorary Oscar. But behind the charm and elegance was a woman who faced unthinkable challenges. At just 19, she earned her first Oscar nomination. But off-screen, she struggled with a troubled home life, including helping her daughter escape the grip of Charles Manson's cult in the 1960s, a fact rarely discussed publicly. Despite personal trials, Angela became a symbol of dignity and grace in Hollywood. She worked well into her 90s, voicing Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, and making late career appearances that reminded fans of her timeless talent. Angela Lansbury passed away peacefully in 2022 at age 96, just 5 days before her 97th birthday. Though she's gone, her legacy lives on through the characters she brought to life and the strength she showed behind the scenes. 9. William Shatner, the cosmic voyager still exploring. Best known as the legendary Captain James T. Kirk of Star Trek, William Shatner isn't just a sci-fi icon, he's living proof that age is just a number. At over 90 years old, Shatner continues to defy expectations. While most actors his age enjoy quiet retirement, Shatner made headlines in 2021 by becoming the oldest person to fly into space, at the age of 90, with Blue Origin. But beyond the spotlight, Shatner's life has been filled with both triumph and heartbreak. He has published books, recorded spoken-word albums, and maintained a complex personal life, marked by multiple marriages and the tragic loss of his third wife to addiction. Despite personal struggles, Shatner remains charismatic, witty, and fiercely curious about the universe. He often reflects on mortality and the human experience, offering surprising depth behind the larger-than-life persona. His secret? A relentless drive to stay relevant, active, and inquisitive. William Shatner doesn't just play a space explorer, he is one. 10. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones, known for his deep, iconic voice, is one of Hollywood's most respected actors. While he's often associated with powerful roles like Darth Vader in Star Wars and Mufasa in The Lion King, the story behind his legendary voice and career is far more complex and inspiring. Born in 1931 in Mississippi, James Earl Jones faced a challenging childhood. He suffered from a severe stutter that left him almost speechless during his early years. This speech impediment was so debilitating that he was sometimes silenced by his own fear of speaking. However, the turning point came when his high school English teacher encouraged him to recite poetry, helping him gradually overcome his stutter. Despite these early struggles, Jones's determination led him to the world of acting. His commanding presence and unmistakable voice made him a natural for stage and film roles. But what most people don't know is that James Earl Jones spent many years away from the spotlight. After becoming a huge star, he famously turned down major roles for personal reasons, seeking peace in his private life rather than Hollywood's chaotic demands. In the late 80s and 90s, while many of his peers faded from public view, Jones found a new depth of career success. He embraced voice acting, and his unique vocal qualities became a hallmark in film, television, and documentaries. But behind the scenes, Jones also became an outspoken advocate for social justice and civil rights, quietly supporting causes close to his heart. His commitment to charity and education reflects a man who values substance over fame. Even now, at over 90 years old, James Earl Jones remains an active force in Hollywood, choosing roles that matter to him, whether on the stage, in film, or in his activism. Through decades of work and personal growth, Jones has become more than just a voice. He is a living legend, inspiring generations both on and off screen. His legacy isn't just built on memorable performances, it's rooted in overcoming personal adversity and staying true to his beliefs. While the world may see James Earl Jones as a man of power and poise, those closest to him know he's also a man of great heart and resilience. And there you have it, the untold stories of Hollywood's oldest and most legendary stars. From their struggles to their triumphs, these icons have lived lives as fascinating as their careers. Who knew there was so much more behind the scenes? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's hidden histories, make sure to like and comment below with your favorite star or the one that surprised you the most. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to Globewise Entertainment yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button now and ring the bell for more insider stories and Hollywood secrets that you won't hear anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more incredible stories from the world of entertainment.